Okay guys, I'm doing two videos on how to do an approach using a GTN 750. I'm in my Turbo Commander sitting on runway 5 in Brantford, and we're going to do a precision approach into Hamilton. The reason I picked Hamilton is you can do GPS approaches into Hamilton, and part one of my two videos here I showed you how to do a non-precision visual approach. This is going to be a precision approach. It's a little different setup. So this is part two. So we'll get in the cockpit, we'll go to our GTN, and now this is how you do a precision approach. Set up your flight plan. You add your waypoint. Your first waypoint is the airport you're at. So we're at Brantford, CYFD. Right there, Brantford. And it's not a long flight, so the next waypoint I'm going to put in is the airport I'm going to, which is CYHM Hamilton. So we're going to go Brantford to Hamilton, precision approach. Land on runway 6. We'll go back, and now we collect on our precision approach, and you see three lines here: procedures, departure, and arrival. Ignore those two. Those are for major airports if you're using SIDS and stars. All you want is approach. Ignore the top two. Click on approach, and then click on approach again. You see right here it says Hamilton. Click on approach again. Those are our runways. We're going to do a GPS approach into runway 6. So here's a localizer into 30. Here's an ILS approach into 12. We're going to do a GPS approach into 6. So we click on to 6. And then we want our vectors. So we're going to vector, I think, into Daxit. That's the one we want. We're going to vector into Daxit. So that's going to be the beginning of our precision approach. So you remember Daxit. So we're going to load and activate it. There we are. Now we're ready for takeoff. Do this short and sweet so it's nice and quick. Go back to the airport. And when we go to our autopilot, our target altitude is going to be 2,400 feet. So we're on runway 6, so here we go. Let's try this approach. I got the volume on the plane down so you can hear me. Gear up. Autopilot. Engage. Nav. Altitude should climb up to 2,400. I'm going to show you what I like about the GTN 750 that you don't get on all the other GPSs the next plane. You see all the little waypoint triangles, the little blue triangles, they're all labeled. So it's easy to look at the map and figure out where you want to fly to by picking your waypoints, and then you can put them into your flight plan. That's what I like about it. So I back up. The little white things are towers that we're well above. I'm going to back the speed down. Now once we get Daxit, that's the beginning of the approach, then you can hit the approach button. The runway 6. And I think when you get to Vibka, which is halfway down your approach in the final, you start bleeding off the altitude. We're seven nautical miles from Daxit. I can put a little more sound on it if you want to hear the engines. Or in 155 knots, 5.5 nautical miles to Daxit. I'm holding 2400. Miles to Daxit. And on our traffic display, all the little yellow dots are traffic in the area. We don't have any train available. Weather's not available either. .8 nautical miles. Nice day out there. One and a half nautical miles to Daxit. Like I say, when you do this, make sure that you select this V-lock. Make sure you click the CDI and make sure it says GPS. Half a mile to Daxit. Starting our turn. Let our autopilot stay on. Our nav kicked off. That's alright, I caught it in time. That's what, like I say, this plane's screwy. It's got some bugs. with all the towers in the area. I knew right away something wasn't right when it didn't start to turn when it was supposed to. Like I said, this plane, this Turbo Commander, I've had more problems with this autopilot. And you see they got from white to gray. Gray is on and white is off, but there's hardly any difference. It's very hard to tell if they're on or off. They should have went white to orange or white to red or white to yellow, where you would have been able to see better. We're 2 miles to Bibka, and then that'll get us on the runway 6. I can start the approach now, I guess. Close enough. Once it crosses Vibka, it should start losing altitude. Keep an eye on this right here. See, Vibka direct to runway 6. That means we're on final approach. Half a mile to Vibka. There she goes. She's starting to drop altitude. But just before you get to your final waypoint, you click on your approach on your autopilot. And we're 4 miles from the end of the runway. So at 2 miles, I'll put the gear down. Put the gear down. 2.5 miles, close enough. Gear down. I got the throttle right off. This thing is another thing they've got modeled pretty bad is the throttle. This plane just goes like a rocket. The gear will bring it down a bit. Down to around 120, and I can give it a notch of flaps. Flap 1, flap 2, flap 3. And you notice right here, we're right on glide slope. My autopilot ready to shut down. And this is how you do a precision approach. The plane's flying itself. I'm not flying it. I don't have my hands on the controls. Cut the power. Flares out for you. Autopilot off. Brakes on. Reverse prop. Reverse prop off. And that's how you do a precision approach using the GTN 750.